has been quite a long time since I've done any form of vloggy sort of content. Maybe a year or so at the absolute earliest. And it's kind of hard to tell considering that there's like a white wall behind me. But a lot of my stuff is on the floor and in boxes. So if you've listened to my podcast, if you listen to the live streams, you've probably heard me mention that I'm in the process of moving. And as of today, most of my stuff is now at the new place. A lot of stuff is still at the old place though, like my room is still mostly empty. I'm still missing things like my bed, my computer, my desk, things like that. But what I wanted to do today was just show you guys what the place was like in the state that it's currently in. And when my studio setup is done, whatever it is I'm doing, I will do another video then, just to show you guys what it's like when it's actually complete. Maybe I'll even live stream it, I have no idea. It's a little bit hard to tell, but this room is way larger than my old room. So I believe it's 3 meters across this way, and then from that back wall to this side, it's about 4 meters. So basically what my plan is here, I'm going to have my desk basically there. Right next to it's going to be my bed. So the bed is no longer going to be in my backdrop. I wanted to get rid of that for a while. It's going to give me a lot more space to move, because before, if you didn't know, I could move maybe like this far. Like that's pretty much the space I got when I moved my chair. It was not usable, and I've wanted to expand out a bit. So basically that's gonna leave this wall behind me, which isn't the most exciting thing. So I mentioned a studio. Basically what I'm thinking of doing, nothing is really finalized yet. I've not actually purchased anything to do it. It's sort of just, napkin plan sort of stuff. What I'm going to do is this wall here, the wall that's going to be behind my bed and behind my desk, this is going to be filled up with sound foam. I'm also going to sound foam that wall there and that wall there on the other side of the curtain. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the back wall yet, because I am thinking of putting my bookshelf there along with probably another bookshelf there or something like that. Not too sure. I'm going to need a second one because my first bookshelf is already completely full. So unless I'm going to build a big one there or something, I'm going to have to get a second one just so I can actually fit the rest of my junk in there. But I'm not just going to have sound foam across the entire room. Oh, I'm also going to do the roof as well. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do all of it. I'm going to do most of it, because the problem with doing sound foam is most sound foam is a dark color, like a dark gray or a black. And when you do that, the light isn't going to bounce very well around the room, and it just becomes kind of a mess. So I might just do most of it, or I might skip out on the roof. I'll have to see what's actually going to happen with just the walls done, and then work out the rest from there. But to make it so the walls aren't really boring and are just, literally nothing but foam, I'll see if I can find them actually. I should have them right here. Yes, they might be under stuff. No, they're not. I'm going to put up some of the posters I've had sitting around for quite a while. I've kind of half settled on which ones I'm going to be using, but I will leave that until you guys see the room when it's done, or see me stream it, or whatever I'm going to do to see which ones I'm actually going to put up. Basically, it's going to be a studio, and it's going to be full of weeb junk, because right now, my current room, it's kind of boring. It doesn't really give me much flexibility. Sure, I can change the color of the backdrop, but it's not really that exciting, and it kind of messes with cameras as well. So I'm going to try to limit the amount of lighting I'm lighting up the back wall with, and it should make it a bit easier to work with on the camera. I am still going to have some colored lighting though. So basically my plan right now is I'm going to have 2 rows of posters. I'm going to have one here, and then I might have a light either in the middle of them or at the top and at the bottom. And then basically have that run along that entire wall, and it should look pretty cool. I'll probably also go around that wall as well. I haven't worked out how much all of this is going to cost, but it's probably going to cost me quite a bit, so we'll see what happens if I decide to go through the entire plan. But that's pretty much how I plan to structure, at least for now. I'm also going to put blackout curtains there, because you might be able to tell, but light bleeds kind of badly through these, and the pseudo shutter things they have here are a little bit busted. I could replace them. Like this one here doesn't let that much light in, but even so, I think it would be better to just go with blackout curtains. an actual blackout curtain, unlike what I'm currently using at my my main setup, my current house setup, where it's a ripped bed sheet. It's a ripped black bed sheet hung up, attached with clamps up there. Not a great idea. Wouldn't recommend it. Would recommend spending a little bit of extra money and doing it kind of properly. I'm probably also going to have the light on during my videos, like the overhead light. So in my current house, the light's in a weird spot. It's like slightly just above, I think it's like just above my head. And that produces a really weird like shadow on my face. I'm just not a big fan of it. This one is a bit further back. So if I light up my face, which I'm going to do, I'm going to have my regular lights here and then another one here or so, wherever it ends up sitting, it shouldn't be as big of a deal. Plus this light I've put up here is a more bluey light, a more daylighty colored light. So I should be able to have a more natural look to it. I'm not sure how it's going to look on my camera specifically. Right now I'm obviously recording on my phone. It should be fine though. You might notice the walls are cream, which is going to mess with a little bit, but I'll make it work as I make it work. I've also got way more storage space here as well. So this shelf in my built-in wardrobe goes all the way from there up to here. No subdividers or anything like that. So basically it's like a 3.5 meter shelf. There are subdividers in the bottom section, but that doesn't really matter. Each of those sections are probably going to have like a cupboard or something like that. Also got a full body mirror. Not like I'm ever actually going to use it, but yeah, it is a thing that is here. I'm going to show you the rest of the house. Now, I'm going to try to keep my voice a little bit down. You can probably already tell, but this house is very echoey. Part of that is the fact that the floors are made of tiles. The other part is that there's not much stuff in here yet. So right now, we're getting some painting done. My housemate's sister is doing the painting, and it's slowly making progress. We're going from this, I guess you probably can't even tell, going from this cream color to like a whitey gray sort of color. So it looks a little bit better. But out here, basically what's going to happen is there's going to be like a TV cabinet here. And I've got a TV that I had in my room before that I'm probably going to move out here. Now this spot's really weird because there is a PowerPoint down there, here, here, and here. Also there's one over there. Why do you need 10 PowerPoints within 2 meters of each other? I don't know. I genuinely don't. Also, there's a lot of junk up here right now. Like, we're both definitely in the process of moving still. So, you know, this is going to be a mess. We've got a pretty nice pantry here. It's very empty right now. It's very, very empty. But there's a lot of space up here. It's way more than you need for 2 people. But I definitely appreciate it, especially going from my current place where there's basically no space. This spot here is, I guess you would call it like the breakfast room, I think is what it's called in the house plan. There's going to be a dining table there at some point probably. Oh, on that side there, there's also going to be a couch. So a couch with TV there. We've got some like, I don't even want to call them older consoles. We've got things like PS3s, 360s, things like that, which are going to sit in there. I guess technically they're retro consoles at this point, but whatever. This desk is probably going to stay sitting out here. It is stupidly big. I think it's like maybe a meter deep, maybe like a meter 10 deep, which I don't know what that is in inches. Work it out for yourself. A lot, probably. This is actually kind of fun. So this is RAM. This is actually 2 RAM sticks. The reason I'm holding them together like this is because they don't come apart. They don't come apart. They were left in a box somewhere, and I guess they melted together. So yeah, I think they were like DDR3 though, so like, you know, not super useful anyway. You know, this is probably going to have things in it. Oh, it's got the console in it now. Yeah, this is the... Wow, you can really see how dusty that is. There's so much stuff that needs to be cleaned, Jesus. Anyway, this is the spare room. We're not going to do much with this. There's going to be a mattress here. I don't know when my housemate gets his new mattress, that's probably going to end up sitting there. This light, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, this is one of the lights I actually... Oh, it's turned off. It's not showing up properly. This light is actually like green. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing up properly. It looks like a regular light here. This is one of the lights I used to use, I think back, not at my old place, but at the place before that. That's how I'd light up my backdrop before I was using the terrible floodlights. Also, every bedroom in this house has a, full mirror thingy. I don't get them. I'm sure someone likes them, but it's definitely not for me. This right here is gonna lean out, if it's not locked, out to the carport area. Double carport, which is nice, and you can fit another 2 cars out in the driveway section. That one, yes, that. And nothing too interesting going on out here. This outdoor area here is probably going to have a outdoor table. I've got a bike trainer thing, so you can mount a regular bike on it, and then it turns it basically into an elliptical. That's probably going to sit out here. The rubbish bins, I don't know, probably here or something. I really don't know. And then finally, got this shed out here, and it's a pretty big shed actually, especially for how big this yard is, which is not very big. The yard would be a reasonable size if we didn't have this massive outdoor entertaining area, which I think is a better use of the space rather than just having a bunch of grass that, nobody is ever going to use. Pretty much it for the house. Now, I've known the guy I'm moving in with maybe I want to say 10 or so years. I don't have the exact amount of time, but that sounds at least somewhat close to correct. And one of the nice things about living with this guy is both of us basically just live in our room. So unlike my old place where I had housemates like to party every so often and, like to make a lot of noise, there was a TV that existed, it would have been basically through that wall at my old place, and it was being used during the day and during the night, and every time I was trying to record a video, there was a lot of noise going on. That's not going to happen here. And if it is a problem, because I have permission to actually push it up, that's why I'm putting the foam up, what I can do is, in this wardrobe, and probably the entire thing, put up something known as high density vinyl, I think it was called, which is a sound absorbent material, and that should deal with the problem, because just closing the door isn't going to do much, because the doors and the walls in this house are basically made of paper, and they don't block anything. A little bit of sound, but not enough where it basically becomes quiet, but it should be fine. And if it's not, I'll deal with it then. That's pretty much it for me. So keep your eyes out for a second part of this, where I show you what everything looks like when it's actually done. I don't know when it's going to happen. It could be a month from now, it could be 3 months from now, but at some point in the future, there will be a second part, if I don't forget. And that might happen. So, anyway, if you like this video, remember to go and like the video, and if you really like the video and you want to become one of my patrons, I don't have it overlaid here, go check out things in the description down below. I've got a podcast called Tech of a Tea, I've got a gaming channel called Robertson Plays. That's going to be it for me. This echo is starting to drive me insane, so I'm out.